Good day, lightsaber addicts. Today is part 3 and the final part of our What Happened to Darth Maul After the Phantom Menace series. So, again, spoilers for this as we're going into Star Wars Rebels. So, at the ending of season 2, it's called Twilight of the Apprentice, part 1 and part 2, and that's where we see Maul again. Ezra Bridger ends up finding him. Maul is a old, decrepit guy, or seemingly anyways, when he meets Ezra. And then afterwards, Ezra and Maul decide to talk, and Ezra starts to trust him. And Maul wants him to help him get a Sith holocron in the temple on Malachor. So they end up going and to the temple. They raise one wall while the other one raises another. And then that one sets it down while the other one raises the next one. Until they get to a big ledge, and the only way to do it is if Ezra runs, jumps, and Maul force pushes him to get the holocron. And that's what happens. Now, when the holocrons start, everything starts crumbling along, and the base of the temple starts going up. Ezra's on top while Maul's back down here, and Maul wants Ezra to just jump and trust Maul. Trust someone you don't really know, someone who seems pretty weird and, could be, not very good. But anyways, Ezra does trust him, jumps, and Maul manages to use the Force to grab him. But pulling on the holocron, sorry about that. And just as about to get the holocron, he actually does take Ezra, bring him up. And I think it's at that time that he wants to train Ezra as an apprentice. Yeah, Maul wants an apprentice again. So after they leave, they find Ahsoka and Kanan fighting the seventh sister, and fifth brother, and one more other. Some Inquisitors anyways. And Ahsoka sees Maul and it's like, yeah, I'm not trusting that guy. And Ezra's like, hey, he'll help us. Look, he's on our side. And Maul does help and fights off the Inquisitors, and they go flying off with their helicopter lightsaber blades. They really don't trust Maul, Kanan, and Ahsoka, but they play along anyways. Maul has a plan, and his grand plan is that Malachor is a weapon, and the holocron needs to be in this place at a specific point in the temple, and it could destroy, I guess, worlds and stuff. So him and Ezra end up taking one way up, and Ahsoka and Kanan go another way. And once they're starting to get there, the Inquisitors come back and they fight. And Ezra decides to go and keep going, and eventually does find the place to put the holocron to set up this doomsday machine. Meanwhile, Maul is back with Ahsoka and Kanan, and ends up blinding Kanan with his lightsaber. Really terrible. Really bad. I almost cried at that point. He can't see anything. Maul thinks he's an easy target, but Kanan uses the Force along with his other senses and defeats Maul, throwing him over the edge. Then we don't really see Maul too much after that, except that he managed to find some sort of TIE fighter or enemy ship and gets off of Malachor. So that's basically all you really see of Maul in the ending of season 2 of Rebels. Now, Maul wants to come back to get the second holocron, which is what Kanan has, is a Jedi holocron, and he wants to put the two together. And if they're two to come together, you can find out anything in the universe, which is pretty cool. So, Maul kidnaps the crew of the Ghost and tells Kanan and Ezra to go get this Jedi holocron, and they had hit it with this big Force neutral user called Bendu. And they end up getting it and coming back, and Maul tries to kill Kanan out of the airlock blasting it out there, but Kanan survives. And Ezra starts to, with Maul, help open up the holocrons. Now, when Kanan rescues the rest of his friends, comes back and tells Ezra to stop what he's doing. He'll turn him down to the dark side. And Ezra could see, he asked, what would destroy the Sith? What can we do? What happens? And but Ezra decides to listen to Kanan, and the connection is broken, and the whole thing just kind of blows up. The Jedi holocron and the Sith holocron. Maul disappears, and he just escapes in his ship that he had at the beginning of the episode. But meanwhile, Ezra's getting closer and closer. He really is conflicted on whether he should join Maul and end the Sith. Obviously, Maul has other plans, and all he saw in his vision when the holocrons were connected was Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he ends up saying he lives. Because remember, this is after Order 66, and you thought Obi-Wan might be dead, but no, he's safe. So the next episode that he's in is in season 3, episode 10, and they go back to Dathomir, and Maul wants Ezra to go there to finish what they had started, so that way he could find out what and where he can find Obi-Wan Kenobi, and also find out when and where how to destroy the Sith too, because that's another thing that he wants. And Ezra does go there to Dathomir, and Sabine and Kanan get possessed by the ghosts of Dathomir. They eventually get released, and Maul is able to get the answers that he needs and knows now that Obi-Wan Kenobi is on Tatooine. And Ezra's vision of what will destroy the Sith has twin sons. So again, he's on Tatooine. So it was kind of a short episode, but it was pretty good. And it's just, it's getting closer and closer to Maul getting on Tatooine and finding Kenobi. And finally, in season 3, episode 19, called Twin Sons, this is the episode. And in any case, you have Ezra's being haunted by Maul, saying that Obi-Wan is like in trouble in that, and he's gonna get him. So Ezra decides to steal craft, and Chopper kind of tags along. Ends up, I guess the Sand People end up blowing up his ship, but Maul kind of stops that, because his thing is he wants Ezra to reach out to Obi-Wan to come get Ezra, and then Maul can attack. And that's pretty much what happens. Obi-Wan finds Ezra in the desert with Chopper, and then it's nighttime and Chopper's being recharged. Ezra wakes up and it's like, yo, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, cool, I've been looking for you, can you help us? And it's like, no, basically. And so Ezra's kind of disappointed, but then Maul shows up, and Maul has this unwavering anger and revenge lust. So Obi-Wan says, you go, Ezra. And Ezra's like, no, I want to help. Fight him. I'm the one who brought him here. And Obi-Wan's, no, go. Get out of here now. So, alright. Ezra did listen to Obi-Wan. And then Maul comes. Words are exchanged, and finally finds out from Obi-Wan that not only is Obi-Wan hiding himself here, but he's hiding someone. And that's what makes Obi-Wan get upset. In his own way, his Jedi way. He starts in Sarisu stance, then quickly turns it up into a Taru stance, Form 4. And now we were waiting for this for, quite a while, like almost a year. And then the weeks before, it was just getting better and better. So we were all expecting, I think, a big duel. The duel was over in about 3 shots. Bam, 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 done. Obi-Wan, we Obi-Wan just he's so much of a master now. He knows not to just play around. He just knew what to do. Just boom, boom, boom. He knew that Maul was going to use the same technique that he used on his master to kill him, and Obi-Wan, um, countered it. So it wasn't a really long duel, and I was kind of saddened about that at the time. But now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, Obi-Wan is one bad boy. So Maul's dead. He's been sliced this way, not just that way, but he was sliced this way. Not all the way here and that, but I think at the chest line. And he falls down, and he kind of pleads to Obi-Wan about, is he the chosen one? And Obi-Wan goes, yeah, it's a chosen one. So he closes Maul's eyes, and Maul dies. And I believe he probably gave him a Jedi funeral, like the burning and stuff. So that is how Maul's end happens. I really like the character of Maul, and I do hope they bring in season 7 of the Clone Wars, which comes out supposed to come out next year. Really excited about that. And yeah, I think it's going to be really awesome. We're going to have a lot of holes filled in between season 6 and Rebels. So I appreciate you watching all the way to part 3. What I am going to do after I put part 3 up online tomorrow is I'm going to throw all 3 parts together probably and put them on. So if someone wants to just watch from beginning to end, they can do that. I also want to know, what setup do you like? Do you like my wife and I doing it? Did you like my son and I doing it? Or was it fun just myself doing it? Let me know in the comments below. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you want someone else with me to do it. That's cool. I do like the conversations back and forth. It's just difficult. Everyone seems to get sick or is tired. It's 12 o'clock at night right now that I'm doing this. No one's up. I'm up all night, so that's why I'm doing it now. But let me know in the comments below what you prefer, because then at least I'll know what you want, and I can minimize the other ones that you may not like. So have a great day, evening, night, and don't forget to share and subscribe. It really, really does help when you share and subscribe to us. All right? Thank you. Have a good time. Bye. You could follow us at our social media on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. Thank you for all the support.